Welcome back to On the Record. We're here at the last day of the Robin Robbins boot camp, and it's been one heck of a show with people. It's amazing how many people have been walking over to me and saying how great this show is and how much it's done for them being part of this event. But you're new to this, right?
No. We've been Robin sponsors for a couple of years now. So new to it from the perspective that we're platinum sponsors and we've got a bigger presence here this year, but not new to Robin itself. Like, we've been trying to work with this group and introduce our product to this group for about 3 years now.
Yeah, so I guess I should start off by introducing you. So, forgetting the small details, but this is Bob Rae, goes
Bob
by,
is the Prime Minister.
that's what I was going to say, who's trying to be Prime Minister of Canada, but since he's a different one, we'll go by the name that you go by, which I would if I was you too, which is Rob Rae. And he's been with, he does the business development for Level Platform and has been with them. How long have you been with them?
I've been with Level now for 4 years.
Which has probably been a great ride because the company's done fantastic.
It's the whole managed services market's been an up and down, so it's been catching on, and then of course the recession comes in, everything starts slowing down, and then it's picking up again. But the managed services market has been a fun ride, there's no doubt. But us as an organization, we've been growing exponentially every year. 2011 so far, and this show's been a great indicator of that. Is going to be a breakout year for our organization, for sure.
You keep coming back, you said, year after year to this event. What is it about this event that makes you, because I mean, there are so many events out there, and I know you guys do a lot of events, but you sure as heck turn down probably 10 for every one you go to. Why this one over and over?
This is actually one of the, it's unique, this show, in comparison to a lot of the circuit shows that we actually do. Unique from the perspective that these guys are coming here looking for something different. When you go in and work a show, you set up booths and people walk around a convention area and learn about new products, whereas this show, people are coming here to learn about sales and marketing, looking about how to actually make core money. And our product actually fits really, really well with that. So, we actually complement the blueprint that Robin writes. So I want to talk to these guys, the guys that are interested in sales and marketing, more so than what's new on the technology market. The technology's there, it's great, it works, but I complement that really, really well. So it's a different show from that perspective. The other aspect to it as well, excuse me, is that this group has been growing exponentially fast. Not only the people that are here are growing their actual businesses despite the recession, but this group itself is actually growing. We were here last year, and there's a lot of new faces here, and even some of the older ones that actually are made it out of the recession, are making money. So for us, as a vendor, this is our ideal market. The ideal people are coming to this event as well. So it's been great for us this year.
Yeah, I would think there's even more to it than that. And that is that it's become like a family. It's a growing family. It's becoming a pretty big family.
Absolutely.
But it's become so much like a family that if you're not here as a vendor, they're going to talk, because the ones who are assuming that you have a good product, which I know Level Platforms does.
Thank you.
But you're welcome. But if you have a good product and you come in here and you get some of the people using it, they're going to talk so much to all their peers, because that's the way this group is formed, that if you're not here, the person who is here and is selling to them is going to be the one that they're talking about, assuming that they have a good product.
Absolutely, and that's actually worked out really, really well for us at this show in particular, and this group in particular, because we've been here for every show, and we come here for the producers group, and just coming here, talking to them, not selling to them, but talking to them has been and has worked out really, really well. So what's happened is, we've been able to, I would comfortably say we've quadrupled our customer base in this particular group. And again, it's the same companies that are coming in, and as new companies are coming in, they're actually, saying, what are you using, what are you using, what are you using? And, when people are saying level, and our biggest our best salespeople, our best testimonial comes from our partners themselves. You will be hard pressed to find a Level partner that can say anything bad about us. So, as my customer base here continues to grow, we will continue to even do more and more new business as well. So
with 400 VARs here who talk to you, or managed service providers, or whatever you want to call them, you're sitting there with an audience a fair-sized audience, but what's really nice about it is that they're pretty much all in the mode of let's grow my business. What can we do to do it? And they're being taught the right things. They know what questions to ask. Now, if you had a bad product, this would be the worst show, I think, in the world for you to be at, because boy, would they ever talk about that too.
And there's this reasons that some other vendors are not here anymore, and that's as a result of it's definitely, your reputation is huge, and your product has to be good, your people have to be good, your support has to be good. Otherwise, they all. I mean, you cannot find a greater source of information than going to one of your peers. Somebody on the other side of the country, but somebody that feels your pain. And if you can find a good product, good people, you're going to go with it.
So I want to ask you two questions then, Don. The first one is, you're talking to an audience, our audience, which is also your audience, of about we have about 160,000 people in our database. About 140,000 of them are in the VAR world, VAR MSP world. Of those 140,000, about 20,000 of them have become MSPs at some level or whatever, and about 5 to 6 or 7,000 of those 20,000 have moved into the cloud. What advice would you have
for the ones that are moving into the cloud, or the ones that are looking at the cloud, or for the advice for the people that haven't entered it?
I would say for the ones who have said, you know what, managed services, I don't need that. Cloud, that's a bunch of garbage.
So it's not something you can ignore. Either the cloud or managed services from that perspective. The evolution cycle that we've seen from the old break-fix model through to managed services, and now, logical next step is going to be the cloud. It's inevitable. And ultimately, the guys that are ignoring it, unfortunately, will have a difficult time, because the way business is being done these days is not the way business is going to be done tomorrow. And this evolutionary cycle, the great part about it is we have time. And I think that's where our messaging has come in, and what we're seeing from our customers is that we have time. The managed services market still hasn't matured, and we're already talking about cloud. The cloud market will be right after the managed services market. It's already starting to evolve. The guys that start doing it today will make the most money at it. They'll be the top cloud solution providers 3, 4, or 5 years from now. That being said, that doesn't mean managed services is going to go anywhere anytime soon. Managed services is still very much relevant. The market penetration of managed services providers is still fairly low. There's lots of opportunity, both for vendors that are selling into the managed services space, but also solution providers that are looking to make that transition to managed services. Managed services isn't a product. It's not something that you bundle up, put a margin on, and go and sell it to your customers. It's not a box. Managed services is a business concept, a way in which you do business, a way in which you manage and treat your customers. And that's always going to be relevant, always will be relevant.
So from now, if they listen to you and they want to move forward, and they're actually have some legs to do so, and to the other people who have already gone in there, what would you tell them? And this is to the VAR still.
Yeah.
What would you, and MSPs, what advice would you give them about this event here?
This event actually is great from the perspective that you get two different, very functional aspects. One, you get the opportunity to learn about sales and marketing. And myself, I've been a sales individual. I've been working in sales my entire life. And I attend as much sales training as I possibly can, because you're going to learn something new every single time. You will. Not to mention the fact that it's a nice refresher. The accountability groups are amazing as well. So this group is unique, meaning there's very few people within the industry, very few training like this that's available. The second part of it, and probably the most important part of it, is you get an opportunity to talk to other MSPs. You get to validate that your fears are, other people are sharing those same fears, your challenges, your wins, your successes. You get to actually talk to other MSPs that are just like you. And these guys are all relatively the same size. And what I find, and when I'm talking to my customers that come here, is like, wow, I'm so glad I can find somebody else that's dealing with this issue, not only dealing with it, but has a solution for it. So I think that is critical as well, and I think that's where the most value of this comes through.
I would have to agree, on both sides. I think it's terrific. Now we're going to ask you the question that I know you don't want to answer, but you have to anyways. Right. And that is, let's talk about other vendors. So some of them are your competitors, and they're all going to be your competitors if they come here, because they're competing for the same time.
Yep.
That being said, being honest, what would you tell them about coming to this show?
It's a show that you can't miss. And it's like it's going back to what you were talking about before. If you're not here, you're not ever going to get into this group. People don't don't come to you if you don't have a presence. And this group talks to each other. They're sharing with each other. They're talking about their experiences. It's the same thing. If you develop and deliver a poor service, you're going to lose here as well. And for us, it's worked out extremely well because we do have a great product and great price and great people. And we're very fortunate to have all those things when some of our competitors have been stumbling out of the gate. So I would recommend to any vendor, including our competitors, because these people will choose the right solution for their business. And if it's not our solution, they need to be doing something from a monitoring perspective. I hope it's one of my competitors. It's a great opportunity to get into a space of individuals that want to make more money. They're serious about it. They've made the investment in it, and it's not a free show that they come to. This is a legitimate show that they're paying to come and learn this kinds of things. And for us, it's been very successful.
And they pay a lot of money to come.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So they're serious. They're very serious.
And not one of them ever. Do you ever hear them say, "Gee, I got ripped off"? It's more like, well, I can tell you because I've been doing so many of these interviews.
Yeah.
The answer that they tell me all the time is, Robin saved my life, or saved my business, or made my life so much better.
9 out of 10 absolutely are doing that. The one guy that doesn't is generally the guy that is afraid. And Robin even talks about it right off the bat. She talks about, if you're telling me that you're not getting any value out of the session, it's typically because you're not open-minded enough to be able to accept it. And I have to agree with her 100%.
Yeah. The last question for you. What would you say about Robin Robbins herself?
As an individual?
Yeah.
She's a fantastic person. I've had the opportunity to get to know her outside, of course, of the training and whatnot. They're extremely kind people. They're extremely generous people. They give back to their community, and she cares about her customers. And that, for us, because we do the same thing, is critical. We wouldn't come back if we didn't believe in what she was doing and how she was doing it. And I've got a lot of respect for Robin and her team and everybody that and what they're doing and giving back to this community and the service that they're delivering. It's fantastic.
So you're going to be here next year?
Absolutely, 100%.
Thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.